So once you do this, you make sure that the level of where the tree was exposed to still remains the same. Okay? The next thing now is to, so this is the best way that you get that. Then you have Thank you so much. Thank you, my sister. What are we doing to deal with matters of preparedness towards the same? How many people are informing their neighbors? How are the media houses planning to inform the best crops to be planted? Because like in the region of Lower Eastern, the game is going to change. It is no longer just the short period crops that you have. It is going to be different because there is more water. So if you plant some crops, they may end up being spoiled in the farm and you cannot harvest. What are the storage opportunities? Where are people living? Are there people living in the riparian spaces, in the cities and at homes? This is the time to move them willingly so that they do not die. We don't want to lose lives. This is the time to repair bridges, counties to deal with the bridges that are broken, because if we don't do that, we are going to lose those bridges and it will be impossible. This is the time to change shopping centers, because some of the kids and people and mothers are dying because they are crossing a small river to go and sell or buy some daily bread or things that they are needed. This is the time to unblock the sewages and the drainage system. This is the time to create job or employment opportunities by dealing with issues that we must deal with. This is the time to create centers where food can be kept. We don't want to see food being delivered with helicopters when we had all the time to prepare ourselves. It is a tremendous opportunity. Hence, the Plant Your Age is a permanent reminder about health, peace within communities, and creating sustainable livelihood. And the expectation was that we will have planted about 5.6 million trees in a year. But to the surprise of Kenyans, more than 15.7 million trees were planted in 1 year. And soon after, the former president Kibaki, in the year 2012, he formally started the Plant Your Age campaign together with the Green Afrika villages when he launched this in the National Tree Planting Day in Kitui. And this has since evolved to many levels where trees have been planted in different counties in every 14th of September. And we are glad that this also led to the current president, planting trees equivalent to his age last year in December on 21st. And therefore, it's an appeal for Kenyans to take up tree growing as an opportunity for livelihoods, as an opportunity to create money, employment opportunities, an opportunity to rejuvenate our soils, an opportunity to deal with matters and effects of climate change. And what gets counted gets done. And this is what we are trying to say. With the 15.7 billion trees that the president has talked about, we need to own the process. It will not just happen because it has been said, because there is existence of the Ministry of Environment or other ministries. It is beyond the Ministry of Environment. It is beyond every ministry. It is important to every individual. Currently, our population in Kenya is 55.3 million Kenyans. Our mean age is 19.6. If every Kenyan planted trees equivalent to their age on an annual basis, supported by the corporates, so that they are also participating as corporate social investment, within 7 years, Kenyans will plant 7.5 billion trees. And Kenyans are ready. The youth are ready to plant and grow trees in their own home, and especially when they know why they are planting them, they will take care of them. They will do things that are supposed to be done to ensure that the tree grows, because it's not just about planting. And if that, in a year, it will be 1.08 billion trees. Those few numbers that I've talked about count out to 18.8 billion trees. It is achievable. 15 billion trees is nothing. For as long as the number can be counted, for as long as we can relate the tree growing to improvement of soil, and therefore improvement of food, and therefore creation of job opportunities, and therefore livelihoods, because our children are spending time doing nothing, getting involved in drug abuse and many other things. If we keep them busy, our country will grow, and above all, we'll be meeting the greatest challenges that have just got the continent of Africa meeting in Nairobi during the Africa climate change. And therefore, we look forward to a great opportunity, ownership, because it's about ownership, personal responsibility, corporate responsibility, and the international responsibility. The target of Plant Your Age is 40% forest cover in the continent of Africa by the year 2035. It's very painful to find that well over 92% of the trees that have been planted by Kenyans since independence, most of them have died. And it's only a mad person who continuously does the same thing wrong over and over again. And therefore, the purpose of meeting here is to show where trees are needed most, what is needed to be taken care of, what it takes to take care of a tree. A tree growing starts from the selection of the species. Tree growing gets to the next level of the why you are planting the trees, because a tree could be a source of livelihoods. You could plant trees for medicinal purposes. You could plant trees for the purpose of fruit farming. You could plant trees for firewood production. You could plant trees for ornamental purposes. And therefore, the where, how, who, and why, and when, that is what needs to be dealt with. Then the next phase is how to plant a tree successfully. Some of the trees that we plant and end up dying is because we did the small hole. We did not take care of where the rooting system is going to be, and therefore this day is not a tree planting day per se. It is a day of demonstration, preparing ourselves towards planting and growing trees when the season comes. But if you have water, and if you have the knowledge and expertise, then you are able to plant trees every time, because every single day is a tree planting, a tree growing day, because most of the events are held during the wrong season. Growing to plant trees that are not protected, that they are lost during the hard season and all that. But 1 meter out of this, how many people have been set aside?
And I'm glad to be here because debating the environment. Thank you very much.
So, as my colleague has mentioned, be able to because I just heard from Dr. Green that the
And here we have a
Move around it here.
Certificates kila mtu nataka tufuatane baada ya hii. Sawa?
A few things. As we said earlier on, 92% vertical, then you take a space of say 2 meters. They are rerouted to different directions. You can never plant these planting trees. You'll be creating a circus space for your own self. You will never enjoy. The equivalent to your age is not an easy game. People take of the tree, the higher the chances. It's not that you cannot plant on a smaller one, but you can be able to dig a bigger one so that the tree grows faster. And remember, what we are doing now is not the best example because you need to fill in manure. Now, continue. Bado level, you need to get a stick. Let's get a stick somewhere that will mark the center of the hole because there are 2 ways of removing again after this. So when the soil is as loose as it is, you stop for a moment. You need to have water, because you don't want to expose the rooting system immediately. And this is normally supposed to be done a few days before the day of planting the trees. You don't want to lose the soil, okay? So you're supposed to take this down. I want a volunteer to come and help you plant.